Hello everyone, Nigat here, and welcome to a tutorial for Littlewargame. I was browsing on the Discord and I noticed that some newer people were asking how to get into a game, how to play a game, how to kind of set up their own lobby. And so I basically wanted to make this video as kind of like a welcoming for all those players that are checking it out, as well as giving like a full tutorial of how to actually use the game, how to get into a game, how to play against the computer if you're kind of just wanting to get better, how to play against a better computer. We don't just have the standard computer in this game. We actually have custom computers that you could load in. And then we also are going to talk about the ranked system, the replay system, a little bit about the editor, and then the Discord community if you ever have additional questions. So let's talk about how to actually play the game, how to actually get into a game of Littlewargame. If you're coming from Harstem's video where he kind of showcased some of the videos that he was able to play, this is where we're going to show how to actually join. So if you'll notice, in the bottom left-hand corner of the webpage, you'll see that there is this tab. It's called Games, and these are the current games that are running or are trying to run, are being started up. And so basically, if you're interested in playing one of these games, let's say that this game that's being set up here is something really interesting I might want to check out. I just left click on that name, and then I'm just in the lobby. I'm kind of waiting for the game. While I am in the lobby, whoever is kind of the host is going to be able to move people around, kick people, and then hopefully by the time one of the lobbies fill up, then you'll be able to start. So that's one way you can just join a game. Another way you could be part of a game is by creating a room or a game yourself. So what you can do is press this play button, and it'll open up this menu where you can create multiplayer games. And all of a sudden you get a lot of information, right? What are all these boxes? What do they mean? What are all of these names of things? Why are there so many? That kind of stuff. So Littlewargame sets up their maps in terms of popularity, not just the standard maps that are in the ranked pool. It's organized by popularity. So the first map that you're going to see is Ravaged. It's the most popular map on Littlewargame. It's been played 1,000 times in the last 5 days, followed by Cloud Kingdom, and then the order of these maps changes, depending on what's getting played. If you'll look at the background, this kind of yellow hue that's in the background of this box here, this tells us that this is a standard map. It's a vanilla Littlewargame map, so if you play on this, it'll just be the regular Littlewargame, exactly the same as you would play in ranked. Same for Cloud Kingdom. Once we get to maps like Raider Wars, you'll notice that it has this mod symbol, this mod notation right next to it. It means that this map, when it was created, had some numbers tweaked and changed. Additionally, it could have some sort of script in it that lets it play some sort of tower defense or some sort of MOBA, very similar League of Legends. So we have these custom maps. Whenever you want to join this map, whenever you want to create a multiplayer lobby and you're the one hosting it, you'll just join directly. And also, because this is a modded map, even though it is modded, even though there are special properties to it or whatever, you're not downloading anything. It's just loaded up on the website, and you can just basically just play it as is. I'll even show you in a little bit. So let's say you're in the lobby, you're the host of the lobby. You have a couple things that are available to you. So one of the first things is you'll be able to invite players. You have this invite button. If you have an account and you've sent friend requests to other players and they've accepted your friend request, you'll have the option to invite players. Additionally, you'll be able to add computers. If no one's joining your lobby, just click this button, and the regular computer for Littlewargame will just pop up right in there. Additionally, you have the ability to move yourself and other players around. And if you ever want to spectate a game, you can just move over to spectate. You can move other players to spectate. I can't move the computer, but other players you could move to spectate. You can even click this button. If you ever just want to leave the lobby, you just press that back button. And if you ever want to start the game, just press start, and the game will automatically change. Additionally, you might come to a point where maybe you've created a lobby and some people have asked you to change the map to a different map. Let's say that this guest came in and they said, like, want to play Ravaged. Sure, let's play Ravaged. I just change the map. I just go to this change map menu. This thing pops up, and then all the maps are available, similar to earlier. Once we're gonna change it back to Raid Wars, just to show you that you're not downloading anything when you play this. Whenever we have some sort of like modded map, right? Okay, so I have no idea how to play Raid Wars, but it's letting me like control certain things. It's obviously very different from the standard Littlewargame stuff, and pretty much it's like an auto battler. The things that are different are like they have different buildings that don't normally exist in Littlewargame, and different kind of stuff. So you can kind of just experiment with that. And then, yes, if you ever want to leave, let's say that you're in a game. Like, let's talk about the in-game options. If you ever want to leave a game, just press options, and this menu will pop up, and you can just quit by clicking quit. Additionally, you have this pause function, right? So just like StarCraft 2, you can pause the game if you really need to like do something. You can still type like hello, and like explain yourself. How do you type in the game? You just press enter to have this box pop up, and then you can type. And then if you need to change channels from all players can talk to you versus allies can talk to you, you just press tab. Additionally, this pause function, right? So anyone can unpause, even if your opponent paused the game. You can unpause the game, but usually just for manners, if they pause, you kind of just want to talk it out. Say like, maybe he needs to go do something really quick, and he'll be right back. But if he's being like abusive or something, then you can just unpause the game and move on from there. Additionally, you can kind of look at these options yourself. The only one that I'll mention here is this message pop-up window. I have it set to don't pop up messages in game. It'll kind of look like, let me see if I can. It'll kind of look like. I'll show you how to send messages to each other, by the way. So Destroy Call is a good friend of mine. If I ever want to talk to him, if I ever want to say like I want to play a game against him, or let's say ItanoCircus, what I can do is just click on his username, and then I can add chat with player, and I can say hello. I can even do this with players I'm not even friends with. I think Brutality Warlord is a cool guy, but I'm just not friends with him. I can say hello as well, and then we can have like a chat interaction from that point. Additionally, so now that we're getting to like the ranked side of things, as long as I've talked about, so yeah, here it is. They pop up and say hello as well. And the reason why I have this set up to don't pop up messages in game is because it's the same pop up will show up in game, and it's like huge compared to the in game stuff. So let's talk about single player. So I don't think we have at this point. A lot of players that are coming in that are brand new, like I mentioned, maybe from like Carstum's video. are probably going to want to play against the computer for a few games before they go up against an actual opponent. And you'll even notice as we look through the lobby, a lot of players are playing CPU matches right now. So how do you set one up? Let's say that you have a build order that you really want to practice, and you want to practice against a computer so you could get a lot better at it. What you do is you press Ravaged, or you press, you could pick any map, but you press play versus CPU. You play the map that you want to play, and automatically it'll have the computer show up. It won't have this tab normally, like normal AI versus custom AI. I'm going to show you exactly how to load up a custom AI, but normally whenever you load up a game, it'll just say computer, and you'll just load up the map, you'll start, and you'll play your build order. If you're really interested in loading up a custom AI that's better than the normal AI for you to play against, there is an entirely safe way for you to load up a custom AI and just be able to play against better bots. So, and I'll show you that right now, actually. So if we go to the Discord for Littlewargame, you'll notice that we had that quick link on the top right-hand side corner, and I'm just going directly to Discord. We have a very dedicated, a very closely knit community that likes to talk about things that are going on in tournaments. They are announcing tournaments. They have like a general chat that you can go to, all the things that they're talking about. And then the place that we're interested in going to once we're on the Littlewargame Discord is specifically this AI discussion board under Creative. So you'll notice there are people like Mr. Meow Meow, Mr. Glaba, Square Root, Brutality Warlord, Fox to Code, Pimmel, I believe, is in here as well somewhere. Pekka is in here as well. So these players, these people have been developing AIs over the past few years, and they've been developed to the point where they are extremely fun to play against their bots that they've developed. And you can just load those up into Littlewargame and play against them and have more realistic practice versus some computers. So how do we get to loading up a custom bot, custom AI? What we do is we're in this AI discussion board. We go to pinned messages, and what happens next is we can choose out of the AIs that have been kind of developed by these players so far, which one we want to play against. So all of them have a GitHub page for you to go and download the AI. You don't have to download the AI. You could do something different, and I'll show you that just now. All of these are excellent AI for you to play against. I am most familiar with Mr. Meow Meow's AI, originally called the Hurricane AI, renamed to the Skynet AI. It's pretty good. It's a good challenge, and and it has good build orders. It plays extremely well, actually. So I'll show you how to kind of use Mr. Meow Meow's GitHub. So what we do is we click that link. It goes to the GitHub page where Mr. Meow Meow Skynet AI is. This is kind of like a description of it. You kind of have this README thing here. We're kind of just going to ignore that and go straight to version 1.1.4 JS. It's a JavaScript, so it's not like it's not an exe, so you kind of don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. If you're into computer security, it's just a JavaScript. It's kind of a script that runs itself. What we do is we click on that, and that brings up the code immediately. I've done a podcast with Mr. Meow Meow, so all the code. Ooh, my computer is buffering. I need to work on my computer's RAM. I hope I don't crash. That would be bad. Don't crash. Come back. I'll keep talking and kind of just hope my computer will make its way back to me. Here it is. Okay, there we go. So yeah, if you want to look over any of the code, how it goes, if that's something that you're really interested in, you can go at it, bro. There's like so much in here. But the thing we're gonna want to do next is either go to copy raw file or download raw file. It's just faster to download it, but I'm gonna show you, like, if you're like really like concerned about security, like you don't want to download anything. What you can do is copy raw file, and then you're gonna want to go to Notepad and just open up a brand new Notepad. Paste the AI in the code in there. So all the code that was in on this web page is now in this Notepad folder, right? And you're gonna want to save it as whatever you want to save it as. So earlier I had done the exact same thing. I'm just gonna save it as Skynet 2, and now it's just saved. I believe it's on my desktop now. So if I ever just want to pull that up, I can just say Skynet 2, and that'll all be good. Okay, so now I have the code on my computer. That's what I wanted to do. It's on my desktop. And now what I can do is, when I'm back on Littlewargame, I can go to Options, Load a Custom AI, and now I can go and find where I put Skynet 2. I can load that, and this menu pops up. It says AI has been loaded as Skynet 2. To play it, start a single player match and select AI for one or more of the computer opponents. So it was designated to AI 2, if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and try that out. Here it is. So all I did is load a custom AI, pressed play versus CPU, and it went to custom AI number 2. I also have another custom AI loaded to number 1. It's the exact same AI that Skynet is. I have it loaded up twice on the web page. But now I'm just on custom AI number 2. If you ever, and then all you have to do is press play, and then you'll be playing against that AI versus other AI. If you ever want to like make sure that you're playing against the correct AI, you could do like a worker scout and see what's going on there. If you ever want to like play, if you ever want to kind of like refresh or like get this option away, like let's say you don't want to be playing against custom AI, and sometimes the custom AI will like talk to you in the voice chat. What you could do is refresh the page, and it'll log you out of your account, but you'll just log back in, and then everything that was loaded up through the custom AI will just be gone. Like your text file won't be gone, but it won't be loaded up anymore. It'll kind of just refresh everything. And then let's talk about ranked. We'll talk about ranked, and then we'll talk about the editor, and then we'll be done. I know it's a lot to talk about, but a lot of detail. So let's say that you are, again, like coming from StarCraft 2, this is like ranked is something that you really love. You really want to play against the ranked, lobbies. You want to kind of just get your score as high as you possibly can, and then kind of just move on from that point. So okay, so how do we play a ranked game? Well, the first thing we're going to need to do is make an account, and you can do that by I think there's an option up here when you play as a guest to make an account. It's just pretty much username and password. I don't think they require an email or anything like that, as far as I remember, but they might. Many games do. But it should just be setting up an account, and once you have an account set up, you can literally just press ranked match, press start searching, and then you'll be in queue for a ranked game. Now, here's where I am on the lobby. If you'll notice the player lobbies, right now my icon just says lobby. It means I'm just kind of chilling in lobby. I'm not really doing anything. I'm kind of just sitting here. The moment I press start searching, my icon is going to go from lobby to searching. and that'll put me into a ranked game. Oh no, I didn't want to join a ranked game. And then you'll get this countdown, and immediately you'll be in a ranked game. Okay, so I got sniped by the fighter. He's gonna get this one for free just because I'm kind of focused on playing, or I'm focused on making this tutorial. But that is how a ranked game would go. I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Again, I'm gonna lose some points. That's okay. I'll get them back. So that's how a ranked game, a ranked match would work. If you're curious about the maps that are available, so this kind of just tells you like a little bit about the basics of ranked match, like how to play ranked. And then these names in the green sections are the map pool for the ranked part of this game. So for instance, we're familiar with Ravage now because that's where a lot of games are played. That's kind of like the bread and butter standard Littlewargame map you go to if you ever want to play a match. But let's say you want to practice with these other maps so you can become more familiar with them, and so that you can have like an advantage over your opponent if you end up on one of these maps. We're gonna check them out by going to play, or like play versus CPU, and then what we're gonna do is type in the name of one of the maps, Xenos. Let's type in Xenos, and we're gonna kind of just like check it out by playing it ourselves. You'll notice it's usually the first map that pops up is the map that's in the rank pool. It'll have the yellow hue. It'll almost always be it'll have this 2 next to it, which means that it's for 2 players, so it's like a 1v1 map. There is a specific exception to this for really large maps that are in the map pool. Specifically, like Sylvan Charm is a 4v4 map. So when we look it up, it'll have the 4 number. It has that yellow hue, so we have to remember this is like a yellow, like this is the standard map. And then when we come into this one, we'll be able to add like a computer and play that 1v1 match. All ranked games are 1v1, so if you ever want to like try to practice 1v1 match, you can kind of just do that here. Replays. So let's say that you just got done with playing a match on the replay, like ranked match, and you kind of want to study how that game went. You want to study how like you can improve things that you could do to be better. What we can do is play like a regular game. Let's just assume that this is like a ranked match that was played, and you know we like spent 20 minutes doing this epic macro game, and it's just completely amazing. What we can do is once the game is done, this menu will pop up, and it has the option to save replay. It'll download a text file or a JSON file, I guess is what it's called. And basically what it lets you do is from now on, when you press replays, all the matches that you played and saved the replays of will be saved here, and you can watch the replay by clicking watch, and you can kind of like study what you did that game. And then there are like so many things you can do here. You can see how many units you have. You can see what's in production. You can see your vision versus the computer vision. A lot of things can be done here. And then once the replay is complete, it'll just kind of stop the replay. You can make it go faster or slower with this menu down here. The only thing that it can't do is go in reverse. You can't rewind to go back and look at it. If you really do need to rewind, you'll have to like reload up the replay and just do that over again. So that's how the replay system works. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is the editor. If you ever want to make your own map, if you ever want to kind of like test out how unit comps do against each other, what you can do is go to the editor and experiment with it, kind of like test out the things that you think would be interesting in it. So for instance, what I'm doing here is I'm like putting units down for player 1, I'm putting units down for player 2. And then I have to make sure to put a building down for both players as well at the same time, because you have to remember that this is a RTS, and one of the rules in the RTS is that if you have no buildings, then you just automatically die, or you automatically lose. So you can make custom maps. There's ways to make the map even larger. You can put like your own buildings if you want. You can raise like the terrain. You can even lower the terrain like this. So there's a lot of things you can do with this one. If you ever want to like test, let's say you have this situation, you just press test, and then you know, you'll have this situation where you could practice like micro. So there's a lot of things you can do with the editor. And then let's say that we're done with the test. Let's say that you want to make your own modded map. What you can do is press data. It'll give you this kind of like text box. You know, you're gonna be making some changes because you're gonna be, you know, modding the game. And then with data, you'll be able to see all of the like statistics, the unit statistics, like the HP of the archer, their like damage, that kind of stuff, like things like the mages. So it starts off with a default vanilla Littlewargame kind of statistics, and then you can look at you know, houses, abilities, that kind of stuff. And you can even add your own abilities to the game, your own buildings to the game, your own kind of like effects to the game as well, with a little bit of editing, and try to make your own map. I know we have people like Deathstrokes, that's his username. He adds like he works on a ton of like new units, things like that, and even abilities. So there's a community for that on the Discord if that's something you're really interested in. Yes, and I think with that we've covered everything. So just a fully in-depth tutorial on Littlewargame, on like everything that you could possibly want to know, just from the interface side of things. And including how to like download that AI to play against if you ever want to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for joining me for that. It was a bit of a long explanation, but it's fully in depth, everything you need to know about Littlewargame. Really hope you enjoyed this video, and hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya.